had seen in the first chapter that in anyone's life, if the prerak aspect is not there, there is no incentive and inspiration to work. Somebody should prompt, something should be prompting. More stronger is the prompter, more stronger is the will to do the action. Whether it is right action or wrong action. In first chapter we saw Arjun lost the prompter. He started seeing purposelessness of the action of war. He didn't feel it necessary, rather he felt it detrimental to fight such a war. He, thinking of the absence of prompter, ultimately led him to the conclusion that he should not fight. And he kept his bow and arrow, and with Shok Sambigna Manasa, completely sad and depressed mind, he sat back. In our life, many actions we do, and if in our action the feelings behind the action was very, very good, and we feel it was very important to do that, good intentions plus need for motivation, need to complete that action. Two things. Intention plus the feeling, the need to do that. Third, the capacity to do that. Capacity to do that action. Third. Fourth, the situation allows to do that action. If four things combine, then any action takes a start. Conviction or the good intention. Second was need, I feel it should be done, it is needed at that spur of the moment. Third, I have the necessary qualification or equipments. And fourth, the situation also allows me to do that action without hindrance. These four factors minimum combine, and then at least a person has a good start. If he is, at least he starts without any doubt. On the other hand, if the person does not have any intention, is not there, forget about good or bad, he said I have no intention, and he does not feel the need, so there will be, even if he has qualification and even if he has the given situation, his action won't be possible also. Supposing a person has a bad intention, he needs something, he has a capacity and situation allows that, this person will also do the action, but he will have little doubt and little fear. Therefore Duryodhana started, he went to his Acharya in the very beginning because he had the last three factors but not the first factor. Arjun did not have first two factors, but he had last two factors. Wow, then supposing he did not do the action, he felt there was no need, and his intention was also, there was no intention, good or bad. Because you can't say he had good intentions, because he was not following the will of Lord, or he was not following the dharma also. So you can't say that not acting was a good intentional move by Arjun. That also we can't say. We can't give good marks. He did not feel the need of action. He had capacity, he had the situation. Now, where it took him to? Ultimately, that means the intention was somewhere not right. I'm not saying malicious, but it was not right intention to not fight. When kartavya karma was not done, when it was required, a person's mind will always have shok. The shok is the result of swadharma, sadharma, ananushthan. What was his dharma? Supposing the same thing any sannyasi had said, then he would not be feeling the shok of that. Many things we think we will do and we don't do it. And sometimes by not doing something which may be benefiting also, it gives you peace of mind. Because it was not his kartavya not to leave, therefore it meant that something was wrong in the system itself. This is one indication. His prerana was not there. Where his prerana should be there, he lost his prerana aspect. He didn't feel that it is my dharma, therefore I should do it. He didn't feel it is the wish of God, I should do it. He didn't feel that I have to follow what my elders say. And he had lot of time to think about what he should have done and not done. Rather, 12 years when he was in the exile, Arjun, Bhagwan Krishna told him that, see, you are not going to fight with ordinary weapons. You will be fighting with those people who have Divyastra also. So better you equip yourself and prepare yourself. But still, at that moment, what went wrong? Why he was not understanding? Because he started seeing the situation. Everybody sees the situation. We are constantly getting a outer response, outer world responses, gives me something, stimulates us. After stimulating us, I see it. When I see it, I have my own way to see that. How I read a situation, that depends. That is where a very important point is. The factor which makes us read the situation is called your insight, understanding, conviction, experience. He saw the situation, he read every situation from the angle of his own relatives, his own swajan word he has said, he saw from the angle from his own bodily angle, from the angle of his likes angle, from the angle of his personal relationship. With this angle, his whole perception was little defective, which took him to a tremendous non-performance of dharma and totally dissipation of his energy ultimately. When perception take to perspiration, then you will lack inspiration, and it means we are miscalculating and I am having a wrong judgment on a certain issue. Something making us ineffective to do anything, that itself means I have not taken something in my perception, in my analysis, some important number is missing. Important number is missing. If Arjun had seen the whole situation, he could have seen his kith and kin, but if he had taken the factor that this is, I am a Kshatri, protect the dharma, or I am the one who is meant to fulfill the wish of the Lord, that is bigger role than this role, I think his calculation would have set him right, and he wouldn't have concluded, he would have been ready after as 18th chapter, that factor came back into him. And he is ever inspired. He came back as the same Arjun after that. With this is the background. Ultimately, emotional factor came up, social factor came up, family matters came up, women's, destruction came up, Shraddha matter came up. Quite a social and personal and family matter was raised in the last chapter. But what surprised me was, even after talking on these matters, his mind was very disturbed, because he was addressing a non-issue. He was addressing the issue which was not the issue there. Main issue was different. His Swadharma Raksha. You must have seen, the day you do something wrong, the day you don't do something right, that day you are also, same Shok Samvigna Manasa must be there. Anything which is required. So that is not that Arjun only experiences. Or the day our intentions are not very good, the day we put a wrong need, what is not needed, I say it is needed. With this background, the Gita second chapter starts. What is the state of Arjun? Tan tatha kripaya vishtam. The state of Arjun, ashru purna kulekshanam, full of pity. Avishtam means totally engrossed, like krodhavisht, kamavisht. Other than that he can't see. That is called, emotion is okay, but overpowering that he has become that emotion, that is not okay. To have anger is okay, but to become anger is not okay. I am not saying becoming angry. I am saying we become anger. So he has become pity. So kripya vishtam. Acha. And ashru purna kulekshanam. His eyes was swelled with tears. Ashru purna kulekshanam means that he was, he was feeling extremely helpless. Some emotions come and make us useless, helpless. And such a powerful person, such a great, in archery, in upasana, in tapasya, in Guru Bhakti, what went wrong? Therefore, I always say, in life, so many outer things do not help. One may have tremendous outer supporting aspects, but if the basic understanding about life is not clear, and about my role is not clear, and how to play that role is not clear, where do I stand and what should I think at this moment? If there is a blurredness on this, you just don't know when any situation will make me totally intellectually paralyzed. He is the one who was the hope. He was the only one. Bhim and Arjun, people used to be scared of these two only in the army of Pandavas. And other, there were 3-4 stalwarts. But after having so much of feathers in his cap, And at that time he is so ineffective. Somebody, you wonder, he is the same person. What happened to him? His control on himself has gone. His control on his bow has gone. His ability to speak has gone. His ability to talk has gone. His ability to stand also has gone. The one who could have ran, his ability to just, mukham cha parishushati vepatusya sharire mein, is the same person. In other words, if a person has some kind of wrong thought is the worst enemy anybody can have. Wrong notion about certain idea, wrong attitude about certain person, wrong way of interpreting certain situation, that nothing worse a person can have that. And therefore we constantly chant Gayatri Mantra, the Brahmin boy is asked, so that he can, maybe in any situation, at least he should not be interpreting and thinking wrongly with a wrong way of thinking is there. It's very important. I told once near my house, many times I told. One person was there whose mother was 90, 85, 90. She was crossing a road and some scooter person knocked her. So she had fell. So he was not around, so people took him to the hospital. So he came back. So he was totally, lost, because they said mother head is broken, she's under, the multiple fracture has come. So he got totally he panicked. He got giddiness and all these things. But he didn't go to the mother. He said, please, can you give me 1 hour? And 1 hour, he had a room where the Lord was there. This is where puja room helps. He shut himself. He said, I'll come out after 45, 50 minutes. He came out. And after coming out, then he was very quiet. They said, why you went? I could not understand what went wrong. I had no capacity to think what to do. I was feeling I'll fall down. I was feeling I can't decide. I was feeling everything is wrong. Now after half an hour of sitting, I felt that it was Lord's will, it was prarabdha. It is a time I have to serve my mother, take care of my family, and I am ready to perform for what I was meant for. It is very important in life, not this situation should come to us. One defective analysis can spoil life. Anything, any situation comes, it can totally destroy my day, destroy my life. People commit suicide. People jump, people sometimes kill. And what is that? Because of some kind of wrong prerak. Prerana was not okay. Kasmai devaya havisha vidhema. Who is my prompter? And many situations will come which you have not expected. Whole life is dealing with unexpected, unwanted, undesired situations. Because if you have expected it, you will be prepared. In unexpected situation, you are not mentally prepared, means you have not formulated at that time you have not thought what prerana will overtake me. So what your mind is bad in reacting. And if you feel such thoughts come which take away my intellect and I get deluded, please prepare your intention at that moment before that situation will again come. I am preparing my intention, purifying my intention, chiseling my attitude. Again and again, making my thoughts more illustrious in comparison to certain situation. If it comes, I will think like that. My attitude at this situation will be this. One should know where he gets deluded. It is not a new thing. Some areas we know we get deluded. Some areas we lose our patience. Some areas we lose our temper. Some areas we lose our Shastra Gyan. Some areas we lose our Ishwar Bhakti. Some areas we may lose our Guru Bhakti. Some areas we lose our memory. We know, but even after knowing also, a person doesn't tighten those areas, doesn't stitch those torn areas so that next time I will be better equipped. And same happens to us. So Ashru Purna Kulekshanam, very kitna qualification, so much of laurels he had, and a person like him, ultimately he falters. Big presidents, emperors, world conquerors, they go through this situation many times a day.